Happy Chainsaw Man Day yet again. We are back for more Chainsaw Man reactions with me, the Thabreakmaster. Ah, yes. How you doing, Ghost Tab? You did your homework and you got your theories ready, or I hope you're ready. Then apparently you ready to theorize. All right, I will say this: this ain't gonna be a super long stream because I am a little late as it already is. You already know this. You already know we're late. Welcome in, Desto. But we're gonna live react as quick as possible with this and have our discussions as per usual, because we still have a stream for Twitch. We still have a stream for Twitch, and we're gonna be reading Kagurabachi and also the one shot from the creator of Don Da Don. We're gonna be reading that over there. So once we're done here, go over there, to twitch.tv/Thabreakmaster, and you can join in on the fun. But without further ado, you know where to go. Shonen Jump app. If you don't got it, download it. It's free. You can read the manga right over there for free. All right. Unless you're trying to go back, then you got to spend $3 a month, which ain't going to hurt you. You can do this. All right. Loud react with me. And if not, hold off on your theories like my boy Ghost Tab over there. And we can start theorizing a little later after I get done with the reaction. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Brian, come on, man. Wait, manga volume corrected the sushi night. Yes, I ran into that on Twitter, bro. I ran into that on Twitter. It made me upset. It made me upset. Fujimoto's like, oh, I did forget, I guess. I was sitting there like, ain't no way he would forget. He too smart for this. Nah, he would never do that. It's like it literally does that. Like, she legit dead. All right, bet. All right, fine. Fine. So that kind of changes up some of the theories that I had and how I felt about the whole. I just felt like it's a weird waste of a character for that person to die this soon. I'm just saying. I've said this already, and I'll say it again. She shouldn't have died as soon as she did. Okay. Also, welcome in, Quets. So we need to finish that topic we are talking. I mean, what kind of topic? There's a few topics we need to discuss and finish. But no, let's get into the live reaction. We'll get more into that. But I did run into that, and like I said, I was not feeling that. All right, but you know what? Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, sometimes. What is this thing doing? My microphone arm is like dropping a lot for some reason. It was like on the ground basically. I need you to stay up. Thank you. Thank you. Like right there. All right. Because I'll have to leave. What if clues? Maybe he had other plans at a certain point. Boy, so you think this correction was something that he decided? Actually, I'm just not gonna like initially he wanted to kind of like do a a little twist to actually make us think she's still alive. So that was an intentional thing he was doing, basically what you're telling me. But he decided against it now, and I guess he's going a different route. You think? I mean, I mean, I guess in a way you can do that. Like Kishimoto's a kind of like manga creator that was kind of doing stuff on the fly, from what I remember, when it comes to Naruto. So like, I guess I can see Fujimoto like maybe scrapping the idea altogether and maybe just going a different route with Nayuta and the Control Devil in general. Maybe I don't know. That would be a weird pivot, especially to do something like that so late in the game. But at the same time, I guess it's not like an impossible like idea to have. That's interesting though. That's an interesting take. Freaking Street Fighter topic. Yo, you talking about the versus battle? That whole thing was freaking ridiculous. God dang it. It's weird that he set up the four horsemen and then we might not see. Yeah, that's what's throwing me off, right? That's why I was like, look, hold on a minute. See, this is why I was trying to do a lot of reactions. I need to move out the way. Do a lot of reaction first, because there's a lot to talk about apparently. Because like that is weird. Because it's setting it up to a point where we're not gonna see all of them together. Then like, it's like what are we doing here then? What especially considering how things are going within the manga with the whole Nostradamus prophecy and how Chainsaw Man is just here. You know what I mean? Like I thought we would kind of get like the almost a recreation of what happened in hell, but into the human world and in a way, in its own way, right? I thought we'd get something like that, but that's not. We're getting none of that. We're getting none of that. Cold Hanger Devil, shh. Don't look. Ghost have you see that? All right, look, you see that. Don't worry about that. Chainsaw Man, chapter 186. Yank, Blorsh, Baroom, or bedroom, because you forgot the E, because it's E for everyone. Gotta slap your leg on that one, all right? But we got Chainsaw Man. He out here, back up with his legs together, and he's now flying away, jumping onto the next place, destroying everything in his wake. He's kind of like the Hulk, because he doesn't fly. He just hops everywhere, and the Hulk does that too. And when the Hulk, hops everywhere, he's smashing everything. And that's pretty much what Denji's doing right now. Or not Denji, Puchita is doing right now, because Denji's not there. All right, but you know what I mean. When the manga ends, author doesn't always close loose ends. Go Sab, please don't tell me that. Look, I need Fujimoto to close all the loose ends that are in Chainsaw Man, all right? I believe in his level of writing that he can do this. He can accomplish this. I believe in Fujimoto-san, all right? God. Forgetting the Death Devil is coming. Will she revise characters? I mean, I guess you can look at it in that way. Because, it's not just a sign of death. Death is coming and death is an inevitability, right? But I mean, if you control death, you also control... you can't really control life, though. Because that kind of defeats the purpose. And that's not really the same thing, though. Because it's think about it. There's devils, and then there's, apparently there's angels. Because there's an angel devil, right? So, I mean, I'm assuming this must be such a thing as a devil, in a way, right? But I don't know. I wonder about that. That'll be a weird ability for the person to have when it comes to the death ability. I feel like a lot of his pure destruction and different ways of dying would be a thing more so than bringing somebody back to life, unless. Because somebody died, maybe he has a way. Maybe this person has a way to control the body of the dead. It can be like a Yamamoto kind of ability in a way, right? Where they can kind of revive suckers in that sense, but they're not actually revived alive, but they're just controlled by the Death Devil. Is that what you mean then? Now I'm thinking about it. Could it be like a Yamamoto type of ability? Opposite of a Devil Angel is an Angel Devil. The Devil Angel Devil. Look, there shouldn't be no angels to begin with. Who the heck? Well, biblically accurate angels are terrifying, actually. But that's besides the point. We shouldn't be afraid of angels. God. They wouldn't retain the... Yeah, so I'm thinking too, right? This would be like a Basby situation. I'll keep going back to Bleach, because Bleach has a lot of undead suckers. So, but this is one of those, not Basby's, but Bambietta situations. You know what I mean? They ain't really there. They kind of, they dead, but, yeah. You're playing Naruto dashing on turbo mode? Yes. That's an example of not addressing clues. Oh my god. Look, man. That's what I'm see. Zombie devil resurrect people. So, pretty much pretty much, right? It'd be like a power-up version of it. That's the idea, I'm thinking anyways. Technically, the devil was an angel. But, well, I mean... okay, look. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. If you want on a technicality standpoint, yeah. But look, man, I can't even combat with you, okay? Because you're absolutely right. He'll arrive in less than a minute. As things stand, even if he kills me, he probably won't eat me. Public safety agents, this is a contract. Give me charge of your bodies, and I'll save you from death at Chainsaw Man's hands. Yes, sir! We have Fumiko on the scene. Fumiko back again. She is back. Tell a friend. Fumiko's back. Fumiko's back. Fumiko's back. Fumiko's back. I mean, I don't know what she's about to do, but she's saying she's going to give her body, so she's, not even, she's kind of robotic here, because she's like, yeah, sir, and she's just ready to just lay it all out there. We just gonna die. I mean, all right. Nails. And all the nails pop off. And we see Puchita flying in the sky and gets cut right in half. Oh, no, in 3 pieces. In 3 pieces. Impressive, because he turned into a goop of just nothing. Ew. His inside looking kind of nasty, right? Looking like one of those nasty patties. That's what I thought when they showed Angel. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It does make sense, Go Tab. Public safety was all over the place in this chapter in part 2. Was Makima a necessary evil? These runts want to be used. This chapter makes it interesting, being controlled. Like when someone was captured, Denji Fumiko asked to keep Chainsaw Man's nails. In this chapter, we get poetic. Oh, really? Interesting. Interesting. Hey, good callback, Ghost Sam. I didn't even realize that. Good callback on that. Nice. Ah! Now, granted, is Fumiko actually screaming on the ground? I see the two suckers really like squinting and everything, but I don't know if Fumiko's doing that. She's in pain, yes, but I don't know if she's like crying like everybody else. An ugly method, but I have no choice. I'll wrench his mouth open and force feed myself to him. You're really about to just literally go in this guy's a bit. You're really about to open this man's mouth and jump in his belly. You are a weird devil. I have to admit, okay? Like for as strong as you are, you're a weird guy. You know, you're an awkward guy. Don't worry about us. Use us. Use us, please. Interesting. The Chainsaw Man wannabes and the War Devil are wrecking Tokyo. At this rate, that crazy prophecy could come true. An age of devils might really arrive. If we can evolve mankind with Chainsaw Man's power, the age of humans will continue. We're prepared to be sacrificed. By all means, use us to be eaten by Chainsaw Man. I mean, he's thinking about it. But you know what? We gotta look like Dingy back on the scene, putting this man back together because he's eating more guts. But okay, I see what you're talking about, though, Ghost Have. It looks as though they want to be controlled and used in this particular situation. I mean, again, this goes back to everyone that lives in this society. Like, there's only so many ways you can live in this society and trying to keep the order and things of that nature, right? You might be onto something. Maybe Makima was a necessary evil, which is why she had so much power and so much control in the freaking first place. But that's besides the point. Like, I really feel like they were really trying to set her up as that person to kind of control everything. 'Cause, I mean, she has the power to do so, so why not let her have that? While still at least keeping tabs on her. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't. I don't know. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what was exactly going on here. Thumper, how you doing? Welcome in. Pokemon haters are very happy about this chapter. Good, Death. So I might be one of those people then. I might be one of those people, guys. That's what Miko said. They want humanity to evolve. Aging hasn't told them that humans evolved the trees on purpose. Well, I mean, in his world, yes. I mean, I guess theoretically speaking, if you go back to the whole theory process with all this, right? Like, if your body, decomposes and stuff like that, that can be used for fertilizers in a way to be able to grow more nature. You know what I mean? Like you put it back into the earth. You put it back into the earth if you're going to look at it like that. You know what I mean? Look, you doing all right? Just all right, Thumper? Just all right? Like straight up says she's a necessary evil. Yeah, when talking to my boss, yes, she literally did say this. I remember this. That's why I'm wondering, like, because it really, like, she was somebody that had a lot of the checks and balances in place. Because you do need somebody to have things in order, right? When things are in disarray, like it is right now, there's a power vacuum that has been created because Makima is no longer there. And as you see throughout this entire part too, because of this power struggle, there are people trying to get on top to be number one. You know what I mean? So like, it's quite interesting seeing how this power struggle is actually being displayed right now. Explain to us that humans live longer to discover unseen concept. This last chapter, very interesting motive. I hope we can see those concepts. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna be able to Fujikoto. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see those concepts because that requires, for them to live a long time, first off, right? Like, I don't know. It is quite interesting, though. But welcome in. That's how I want him to be eaten. I do want to see how that will actually go. I mean, I do want to see it. Will he be eaten, though? I don't know. It's hard for me to see Puchita actually doing this because there's a plan still that Denji has here. And he's trying to set this plan up into motion to make this work. Like he's doing right now by eating guts. He don't care about the flavor. He ain't cooking it. Nothing. Sucker's just eating it raw. Pause. And he back, baby. Liver. And the liver's gone. And his head's off again. Oh, no, it's literally the same exact damage. Interesting. Yeah. And Dinky eats more, and he's putting them back together once more. Eyes. Oh, his eyes popped out of his goddamn head. And then the same damage. Can you do a different attack? I'm sorry, like, he's quite literally hitting the same spots over and over again. Oh no, maybe try something different. Maybe something different can happen. Can't say 100%. I am about 89. 89 is respectable. I can't hate on that. Now, if you told me that you were like 50-50, I didn't know what's going on. All right. All right. And his head is coming back again. He said, "No way. Yes way, sir." See, you underestimated Dingy. He is an unstoppable locomotive machine right now. He will continue to eat so that Chainsaw Man can live. And I didn't see that coming. He took, well, I guess his heart, because that's Pachita's heart, basically. So he took Pachita out of the body, threw the heart at him. What? What's about to happen here? Interesting. I did not see that coming, like, at all. What is the plan here? Well, hold on a minute. Can he utilize that to, like, bring Dinky back to this side? I don't know if that's the case, though. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all theories on this? Because you said, like I said, you have a lot of theories, right? He's going to regenerate. Oh, true. I guess it's true. You could just do that, right? I mean, my thing is, Dingy can do this all day. He can keep eating food, or not food, but like these guts, right? He can keep doing this all day. There's only so much he can sacrifice from the public safety side of things, anyways, before he runs out. Like, he was gonna, like Puccino was gonna get there regardless. I guess it's just he's just speeding it up a little bit quicker though, which is interesting. I still feel like this is a very risky move though, because I mean, I like to think he's more vulnerable when his heart's like open like this, right? Like, it's right in the open. Because remember, this is a primal devil. This is not. It's not a tomato devil. It's not just some regular sucker. Like, this is a primal devil we're talking about here. So that's a very risky move for him to even, like, attempt, to be honest with you. Man, gonna digivolve? What's he gonna digivolve to, huh? He's gonna change the Agumon? God. It is in part 1 when he got blasted into space. Yeah. I forgot about. I forgot about it because he did do that. It just threw me for left field because I didn't expect him to do that all of a sudden. I didn't think he was going to throw his heart all of a sudden. He's like, let me take that out. Change bodies. Like, he just freaking chucked himself. Technically speaking, right? Trying to get inside the aging devil and merge, or making the aging devil. See, Ghost have, that's kind of what so that's why I want to know what y'all thoughts were. Because when I initially was thinking, like, maybe he took his heart out, because the way it looks, obviously the aging devil has like a bit of a gap in his chest. And part of me was thinking, like, is he, like, trying to throw it inside the aging devil? So that was my thought process. But, you know, you guys make it more sense that he's just trying to, like, teleport in front of him. But that could be something that's a possibility. You know what I mean? And have Dingy eat him? Though I don't know about eating. I don't think Dingy would eat Puchita, though. Wait, why would... Well, no, how would that work? That wouldn't make any sense. Wouldn't that theoretically kill him? Like, how would that work? Economy isn't that great. It's probably a lot, man. Heart's not easy to come by, especially a heart like that. It's not easy to come by. Human becoming trees and Chainsaw Man being the one thing that cuts trees. It should have a real identity, something that counters humanity. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, wait. Let's go with that for real quick. It's a very interesting thought. I mean, I guess the question I like to actually ask you then is that when it comes to this Chainsaw Man, right? He has the ability to pretty much erase devils though. Cause like in a way, wouldn't that ability be useful when it comes to maintaining humanity? Because he's the only person that can actually wipe out an entire devil from existence. Unless that ties in a different way that you're thinking, maybe. That's a very interesting thought though. You got me wondering. Excuse me. There's the theory that Fake Saw was the other body that fell from space. Yeah. That theory's dead. Look, I don't even know we gonna even see Fake Saw Man anymore. I'll be honest with you. I don't see it. I can't see it. I don't know what's going on with the guy, but he hasn't shown himself in a long time, and I doubt we're gonna ever see that guy in any capacity. So I don't know. The way this is going, it makes you think, or at least makes you wonder. Like some of these characters that they do have is like, what is their place in this arc, and what is the usefulness of them? Like, what can they even do? I mean, again, Fumiko as a character in like just looking at this chapter here, Fumiko as a character is quite a peculiar one because she's so easy to ready to lay her life down for the cause. And it's quite interesting too because wasn't she the same person that says she kind of like loved Chainsaw Man or something like that? Or I can't remember everything she said. I get annoyed with Fumiko and how, she kind of was treating, Denji. I mean, their first encounter was very predatory and, SA and all that stuff, if you know what I mean. So again, she was already not that great of a person. So that's what I'm wondering about this whole situation. But she laid out her ideals pretty. It's pretty obvious why she's trying to make sure the prophecy doesn't happen though, because what her ideals are. It makes sense. But I don't know. It's just very interesting. Like I don't know. I didn't think our character would like divulge in such a. I don't want to say one-dimensional, but I don't know. There's just not a lot to her. There's like simply just not a lot to her. And she's like one of those characters that could like literally die right now. And I don't think it really would like impact anybody. Like whose character is Fumiko? You know what I mean? Like it just feels like she's like she could like I don't know. It's kind of like I guess it's kind of like Nayuta in a way. Like Nayuta just doesn't have any actual impact. And that's a bad thing in a way to say because you'd want your characters to have some significance. Now we care about Nayuta given like what we know of her, but it's not like it was like a really devastating blow at the same time, and not in the same way as like other series when it comes to like killing off a character. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's so interesting. It's made to be a mouthpiece for the public safety and show how radicalized they become. That's what I believe. I mean, I can't even say that's what they've become. They've probably been like this the entire time, though. Like, I wouldn't, like, again, they work with other devils, and some of these devils they work with are freaking insane. I mean, the fact they're working with Makima at all people, like, it's not like they always had a screw, like, together. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're always together like that. These suckers are already kind of, like, on the crazy side, and I feel like, I guess we're seeing more of the underbelly aspects of it. But I don't know, for me, reading into Chainsaw Man, I never saw public safety as a division of sane people. Like in this world, you have to be pretty insane to even live in it. It's because it's very difficult to live in this world where you can die on a moment's notice, basically. You know what I mean? Muko is a Chainsaw Man fan, but caring doesn't mean prioritizing, which is true. You can be a fan all day long, but you don't have to care. You don't have to care. And also, it's for the greater good. You know, Frozone said it best, all right? It's for the greater good. Muko is reminding me of a weak, coward, dollar store version of Beam. Interesting. Main difference that Being was loyal and had some. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I feel like these characters in part two, the more I think about it, the significance of their character doesn't really feel like there's a lot there. Like Barham was just an annoyance, and he was someone that did drive the plot a little bit. He was a good character. Now I'm thinking about it, right? Like Barham was a good character, and was able to drive the plot along to get Denji to where he's at right now in the first place. With the whole thing with Nayuta, we care about Nayuta, but it's not because of what she's done necessarily. It's the fact of just the person she is and how she was then raised by Denji. That alone is gonna make you care about the character in that way. But like her significance to the story doesn't feel like there's much to even say. And I feel like Fumiko kind of falls in the same way, a little different because like she has some significance. It feels like when it comes to like maybe I don't know. Actually, no, I'm lying. I don't think she has really much significance. Like ultimately, what's going on here? She dies here. She dies here, and it's like okay, like I don't know. Given how much she's, I guess in a way, been featured, the fact that she's on a cover makes me believe that there's something more to her character. And I don't know if we're going to get the opportunity to actually see that aspect of her character, though. It's so weird, because, like, this, like, we really talk about this, right? Like, the pacing for this manga hasn't been that great. So it throws me off, because, like, I feel like there could have been easily more character moments for all of these characters for us to have it feel, like, to have more significance within these actions. And instead of just kind of what he's been setting up as of late. It's a weird dynamic that's happening right now. That's kind of like, the more I'm thinking about this in my head, it's interesting. They've been saying that's why Fumiko makes perfect face for them, which is true. I mean, I mean, she is someone that pretty much highlights that, but I don't know. I guess it's more of like a told you so situation. So it's like, I was never, like for me, I was never sitting there like, oh no, these guys are freaking good, sane, and they're ready to put it together. No, I already knew they're gonna probably lose their goddamn minds and kidnap 1,000 children before the company dies, kind of situation. They're that kind of like insane. They will do what they need to do. The fact that there is this, and that's why there's a society in the first place. Public safety has to put in a lot of work to make sure that this society and how it runs works the way it does. I'm pretty sure they are the ones that really help maintain the order. So he said, super. My New York super that. Look, man, look. You know what I mean? It's not that. All right, it's not that. You know the quote. You know the quote, Quest. Fumiko made her. Fujimoto made her to embody inconsistency of public safety as an NC. Now that I can see, but I find that interesting because again, maybe I can't even say it's not necessarily the significance of her character. It's maybe just how he's writing this character. This character is very nuanced. Meaning that you have to really look deeper within Fumiko. Because there's a lot there that is technically being, like, I guess, shown to us. But it's not necessarily the easiest to pick up on. Right? I feel like that's what's going on ultimately when it comes to her. And the type of foil of a character that she even is. And I don't know why he's... I mean, it's one thing to not put things like on the nose all the time, but it's quite interesting that he's making this so nuanced in the first place when it comes to her in particular. Interestingly enough, you are forgetting Bucky, not Bucky. Oh man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm hoping Fami is less nuanced and more on the nose a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like I need to go back at this point and read all of like Fumiko scenes to have a better picture of her character, because I did watch a video at one point and they were kind of like explaining what her character was, but I couldn't fully agree with that video, only because again Fumiko hasn't done enough for the theory that he had to really make sense all the way. Like I get where he was coming from with it, but at the same time it's like I don't know. Fumiko not wanting to age makes sense. She wants to stay in high school forever. Her drinking days are over. I mean, there's a lot of benefits of just not trying to age in the first place. Like, staying at the age that you're at. I mean, not aging means you don't have to worry about freaking the age coming to get you, and making your freaking body frail. You know what I mean? Like, you can't win against age. So I mean, I get that aspect of it, but I don't know if that's like. But see, that's the thing. We're only speculating at that point, because like that's a very selfish like thought for her to have, and right now she's not really one to think like that. She's being very community based, if I should say, right, when it comes to ultimately what needs to be done for the situation to be handled. You know what I mean? Tired of these goddamn things on these motherfucking planes. Yeah, man, get these things out of here. Get you out there. I felt like part one a little bit. Yeah, I can say that. I mean, there was stuff that actually happened in this chapter. So overall, this was a better chapter, like structurally, I will say. But I don't know. I'm just not feeling Fumiko's character like that. And maybe that's part of the reason why, like, for me, the chapter kind of falls a little flat for me. But I feel like, again, I probably need to reread some of her, like, moments and everything that she's done thus far. And maybe I can get a greater picture of the overall, like, theme of her in particular. Yeah, you can't live without a liver. I mean, what's that girl's name in freaking Full Alchemist Brotherhood? Or Full Alchemist? Azumi Curtis. Azumi Curtis was able to live without a liver and many other parts of her body. So why can't she? I mean, how strong is Fumiko? I mean, stop. Once a thought, always a thought. Look, she's now just a thought. Let's go. Come on now. Let me stop. Losing Octopus Devil doesn't mean Yoshida is out. The Fox Devil. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this. I said this the moment that situation happened. That man probably still around right now. He ain't dead. It's just his octopus got. So his contract with that devil's probably done. Null and void. He said, get the crap out of here. I am no longer doing your dirty work. I died. Okay, good. I mean, it's simple. Which one needed a face for public safety, so might as well make it a cute girl. But that's, I don't know, I feel like this, I don't know, I feel like, maybe, am I overthinking it? Because I do feel like there's more to her. Because the way you explain it, Deso, that makes it sound way too simple. I don't know if I can sit there and subscribe to that. Is there no more drinking for her? Yeah, no, look. Was she even drinking like that in the first place, man? Look, Fumiko is great. How you doing, Diego? Welcome in, though. But come on now. He's gonna use alchemy. Fumiko, biggest skill is Ghost Ham. Yo, language. You know, that's just a read I've had on her. I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? But like, nothing is like concrete when it comes to her character. This is a very interesting thing to do, and just to have like her be that face. Because I guess in a way you do need to have somebody. Yeah, because in part one, I guess the face of public safety at the time was Makima, right? So like that's kind of the thing. And then since she's no longer here, somebody else has to kind of take that spot. And to do so, you have to have her. And yeah, I mean, I guess like the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, the more I think you're right. But that's kind of sad though. That kind of sucks. Like I wish that there could have been more with her character then. All I know is these characters are dying a lot quicker than I anticipated. I mean, I knew Fumiko was gonna die. Don't get me wrong. Like I knew she was gonna die the moment she came into the goddamn scene. Especially the fact that she's working in public safety. And she's like all up in here. Nah, she's dead, bro. I didn't expect Nayuta to actually die, seeing as there is a revision. So apparently she is no longer with us, which freaking sucks. But it makes me wonder, because we said this before, and a lot of people have this theory when it comes to how Nayuta kind of came to be, because ultimately, right, Makima fully died, went to hell, and then got spawn killed almost immediately, and then that's when she went right back to Earth as Nayuta, basically, is what ended up happening here, right? And we don't know the question of why that happened, who even did it, and just what's even going on in hell for that matter, for that to even happen like that, right? So, like, there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered. And so I'm wondering again, seeing as she is going back there, will we see the Control Devil again? And also, like, Nayuta did age up, right? So I guess I guess in this sense, even if she were to come back, or the control devil to come back, I guess you have to wait another couple of years to see the fruits of that labor of this new control devil. Then, right? Because I don't think they can just age themselves. Well, the age devil's there actually, but I doubt that. I'll keep that in mind, because again, the aging devil should theoretically be able to actually age up people. So, like, let's say the control devil is there, a baby, and decided, oh, I'm gonna age you up to the proper age or whatever, so you can be able to do stuff. I don't think that's like kind of productive and counterintuitive. I don't see the point of doing that. I don't know. It's just a random thought that came to mind. So I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure they come back as like regular humans, and I'm assuming they come at a young age. So let me see. Let's see how Malcolm feels like the crazies are running. Oh yeah, it's like the Joker running the freaking the Arkham Asylum place. You know what I mean? At first, I thought Yoshida was gonna be that phase, but he seems yeah. I don't know where. See, that's the thing. I thought so too, Desto. That's why I thought he was setting him up. That's why we saw him so early on and thought he was gonna be like part of the quote unquote trio, right? Like, but no, that didn't happen at all. I don't know what. I have no idea what direction Fujimoto is taking Yoshida right now. Because also, he really broke down the wall of that character and really showcased that he's just a punk. You know what I mean? He's just a punk at the end of the day. And somebody that you think you can rely on, but maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. And and it's good to see that he does have a heart, but like, I don't know. It can still be a possibility, just less likely. Yeah. I mean, it could be a fake dead copy, but I don't know, man. The fact that he took the time to actually correct that, to me, just solidifies the thought that this girl's dead. Like, there's no reason to hold out hope for it. At least I shouldn't hold out hope for it. I need to move on and try to figure out what Fujimoto's actually trying to do here. That's my thing. Man needs the rest of the horsemen to fight the Death Devil. One is on the Control Devil showing up later. But like, in what form would the Control Devil be though? Unless the Control Devil comes in and it's not an actual like human-based form, and we just see the actual devil itself. Is that what you mean? Because I mean, that's a possibility, right? I feel like they take on the forms of these humans like this. So man, there's a lot of fake ultimate villains. Best example was the Gun Devil not being. Yeah, that's like a trend. Again, Fujimoto, as good of a writer as he is, he can't help but keep going back to the well of like same ideas. Because like the whole trapped room or trapped area situation, he done 3 times already. And like you just said right here, he has a lot of bait and switch when it comes to your like the main villain of the series, a part 2 or a part 1. Like there's a lot of like switching and swerving around when it comes to who is actually going to be the big bad. And it's interesting take, and it's interesting way of doing it, because it always keeps you like on your toes. But at the same time, like, bro, you can solidify something here. It's been a minute now. It's been a minute. It's not surprising though, because Fujimoto didn't know why Yoshida got so popular. Wait, hold up. Wait, what? Like, was he really that shocked by the idea that character was actually like on the popular end? Because I remember talking about the polls before. But I don't like that idea though, because like the thing is that, so what you're implying then, Desto, is that he, in a way, maybe that's why he's taking so many breaks. Because maybe in a way he's kind of like week to week just coming up with ideas like on the fly at that time, more so than already having some set plan. Because like I said again, part of the reason why like Naruto has inconsistencies in it, or even like Dragon Ball, for instance, have inconsistencies in it, is because they're the type of artists that will do the thing like the week of and not have anything to, like, you know, they don't have any other extra stuff, any other extra manga. Like they're not ahead. Like Kagurabachi, for instance, really feels like he has like 4 or 5 chapters already done, and when it's the next week, he's just doing the 6th one every time basically, but he always has enough just in case something happens and he's ready to just like still dish out the story, because he knows where he's trying to go with it. Because that'd be weird. Like, for as complex of a series as this is, I like to think he has better structure than this. If that's the case, that will surprise me if he's actually doing like week to week and doesn't having like any extras or backups of what's going on here. You know what I mean? You know why the War Devil was the only one sisters that showed up as an owl and not a human, unless Vegeta depowered her. Yeah, that's what happened. Ghost have. They kind of explained it in the first, like when we actually see the owl, because ultimately that's what ends up. I guess what ends up happening is that if they're depowered enough, that's the same thing happened to Puchita. Once you're depowered enough, you go into like an animal state, whereas like Puchita becomes a dog, right? A Chainsaw Man dog. And I guess when it comes to the War Devil, the owl is that form of that devil. And I think maybe these type of hybrids are they have that type of like maybe system set up for themselves. You know what I mean? To allow them to go into a state like this, to still be alive, but be severely weakened. You know what I mean? I feel like that is a thing. Like Fami might have a form herself if she gets weakened enough, basically, right? So I do wonder if that's the case here. Cheetah plush also has his chainsaw bent. Yeah, they're all like that for some reason. I don't know what's up with them. I don't know why they're like that. You can buy, no matter where you buy it, it's always bent. Got like 8th place in the first popularity poll. Fujimon was like, why? Like, this man, he didn't even do anything. This sucker's not even that good. Why the heck are y'all even liking this man? Like, why do we like Yoshi? Like, get this guy out of here. He's like, I guess I can do a little bit more for him. I didn't think I was gonna have to actually put him in the part 2, but maybe I can. Like, I guess. Vegeta and EA were supposed to be short-lived characters, but the author expanded their arc. The opposite could be possible, like Yoshida. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. What manga was it? Because there was another manga I read that did the same thing, where initially that character was only supposed to be. Actually, no. Like Byakuya was supposed to die at one point, but then he decided not to because the fan backlash was so freaking bad. He decided to keep the character around. But that's a whole another thing. But I mean, public opinion can sway and change how the mangaka will create their story. Like, that can happen, and it has happened on many occasions. Now, some other mangakas are a little bit more strict and more stringent about their plan, and they're not gonna switch it up just because the fans say something else. You know what I mean? Like that's why I appreciate like Isayama, for instance, sticking to his guns and didn't change the ending like that. Really, you know what I mean? He only tried to fix a few errors that he himself understood that he did, but he's still stuck with the ending because he's apparently had like multiple endings. So, yeah. I mean, his car had a higher rating than Kobeni. It tracks it. I mean, look, man. The car was nice. Kobeni's car was nice. Yeah, she also has a bit one. Yes, exactly. Also, like in the Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman was gonna die in season 1. Wait, what? Hell, I did not know that information. Hold on. They were going to kill Jesse off in season 1? That makes... Bro, this show will be completely different. Oh my god. Like, he's important. Like, that's so weird. What? I'm glad they pivot from that. I did not know. Thank you for that information. I did not know this. That's weird. Because, like, his character literally goes to the end. And not only that, there's, like, a little spinoff, and he's even there then, too. Like, what? Like, that's crazy. He pretty much became, like, nothing to something. And he became a big something. That's incredible. They thought the actor was too good to kill. I mean, he was doing his thing. Like, again, Breaking Bad's a great series. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. For those that haven't watched Breaking Bad, I'm so glad I did. Because my friend got me to watch it, and I'm glad he got me to watch it. It was a great series. All right. Yeah, magnets. Sorry, that's not what he said. God dang it. But the playing OT author expanded on the ending because of backlash and made the ending work. Oh, all right, sir. Get this guy out of here. Get him out of here. I would hit you with a boo, but I can't do that here. This ain't Twitch. All right. But yeah, this is a very interesting chapter in the way of I'm not sure where I want to rate this. Because, like, this is progressing the story. We're seeing things play out like it needs to. It's more or less like if we're just going based off the simple theory that Pochita is throwing himself so he can just regenerate in front of his face. Like, we're pretty much not doing anything interesting. I want it to be something more than that, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. It's going to be simply him popping up in his face and be like, ah, sucker. And maybe wherever the plan is, we're going to start finally seeing that being enacted here. Now, the question, though, are we getting a manga next week? Is Chainsaw Man happening next week? All right, I do want to know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, between that and then we just see the undying and unyielding loyalty to public safety and just trying to make sure that the safety, because that's their main job, the public safety at the end of the day. They're trying to protect the public, and this is the best way they can do it, by literally sacrificing themselves. But this is what I'm saying, like, these jobs are no good. You don't want to live in this society because, like I said, in public safety, you have to sacrifice yourself for the greater good, because that's ultimately what you're doing here. So that's what we're seeing here. It felt like part 1, it gets a 7, 8 because we got thought just art. It's like, what are you talking about? God dang it. For the rating for me, I kind of want to give this. Just got to have more. Just got to have more to talk about. Well, wasn't big on the last couple of chapters. I agree. I mean, again, he's doing a lot of setup stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like he can do more, but he's choosing not to. Like, he's purposely doing this at this point to just give us very bare minimal stuff. And it makes it to where it is kind of difficult to actually talk about Chainsaw Man, because it's not really giving us a lot to really bite on. He gets 8 livers out of 10 Pochita hearts. Oh, you had a typo. I was wondering why you redacted that message. I was like, what happened here? But, I don't know. I'm going to give it like, I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's not quite a 7 for me. It's not a bad chapter, because it's definitely above chapter, above average chapter. No, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. No, I'll give it a 7. I can't remember what I gave last chapter, but I'll give it a 7. It's a solid chapter this week. But if one, it felt short. And 2, like, there's not a lot that happened because we're still transitioning. Like, again, the way that he's doing this, because it's so detailed and it's showing every single movement, this takes a long time to get to the point, basically, right? So next chapter should see the fruits of the labor that we're seeing here from Denji's perspective and from Pochita. I like to think so. But the way he's been writing so far, it's hard for me to see. It's hard for me to tell if that's what's going to happen here. Because there could be another something that happens before we finally see maybe even damage on the aging devil. So I don't know. I give it a 7 out of 10 though. I think it's 7 at least. The cool action and something. Yeah, it's some nice art. Like, the art was good. That's why I had to retract it real quick. I'm like, 7's a solid rating for this chapter, because this chapter's not bad. It's not a bad chapter. I did like it. It's just I wish there was just more to it. Is the thing here. He's on the thought business. He's on the empire business. Oh my god. But this is another chapter that's gonna be like 2 minutes in the anime. Oh, exactly, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if in a pocket, if you were to actually like put this all together, bro, like the volume for this is gonna be weird. If we're putting like the last couple of chapters with this one, which I don't think that's the case, but like if we are, like, you're gonna be breezing through this. Like, this is what I was saying before, that like Chainsaw Man is perfect for binging, because we have chapters like this where it's like ain't really a lot going on, so you can just keep reading and reading, and you'll get to the point finally, eventually. Because part of the reason why I feel like the fan base is dropping, or they're doing the whole batch reading, because it's better to just batch read than to do what we're doing, right, and reading it weekly. Like, I see where the issue is with this. They also made that running scene into 10 chapters. I don't know about that. Naruto does pretty well when it comes to its pacing, at least in the manga. The anime, not so much. Anime is a disservice. Okay, how you doing, Lloyd? Chapter just Pochita running and Denji healing his damage. Literally, yes, Lloyd. I mean, there's also Fumiko too. Don't forget about Fumiko. But that's what I was trying to say. Like, it was hard for me to rate it, because I say a 7, but like I said, this is the easy transitional chapter again. And he keeps giving us transitional chapters. It's nothing but transitions. I'm gonna get why Angie ain't throwing Denji out. Well, Ghost Tab, he did say there is no exits. You gotta remember that. He did say there is no exits. So for him to be like, oh, actually you can get out wouldn't make any sense. If he's not, if he's telling the truth, he actually can't get him out of there. So there has to be an opening to actually happen here. I don't know how the opening is going to happen. Maybe he makes an interdimensional cut and allows Denji to freaking pop out. Who knows? It's really hard to say. You also had thought mechanics with public safety. Oh my god! All right, brother. Can't wait until all the videos to come out when part 2 is over, talking about how great. Oh yeah, that's so, bro. I look forward to it. Hey, maybe I might make a video too. I'm gonna still be critical. I'm gonna still be critical about this particular arc because, like, I feel like, again, reading One Piece, reading Kagurabachi, and just reading other mangas that I've read in, through circulation, like One Punch Man, right? Like, I see what they do and how they go about their information and how they keep things fresh. Down and On, right? Another one. How they keep things fresh and interesting. Down and On is a perfect example of something that gives you a lot to talk about. There's always something going on. Not always, but a lot of the times there is. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like structurally, Fujimoto keeps it a little too slow at times. And that's saying something from someone that reads One Piece. Like, One Piece, I don't get it. Yeah, like, I thought Agent could bypass that. I don't think so. Like, if he's not lying about his abilities, you can't get out. Like, you stuck. If Denji gets out though, regeneration, how is Asa going to get out? I have no idea. That's another good question, Desto. I have no idea how they're going to get out of the situation. Like, I can see Denji doing it. Well, actually no. If Denji gets out, all Denji has to do is try to kill the aging devil. AKA, weirdly enough, maybe this has to happen. Now I'm thinking about it. Because let's say Denji does get out of this, right? He has to then find a way to get Asa out of there. And maybe the only way you can do it is by killing the aging devil. And or eating him. Because maybe that at that point, he has like no choice but to actually eat him at that point. If he wants to get Asa out of there. I mean, it is his own dimension. So once he's no longer in existence, should that not exist either? Granted, that could also potentially just erase her. So I don't know. It's hard to say. We don't know the scope of the ability, but these are just thoughts and theories that I'm having right now. Part 1 pacing is way better than part 2. I still wonder about that, Ghost Tab, because I was on the back end of catching up with part 1. I caught up at the time, basically, when things were really starting to pop off in the manga, around, like, chapter 82, 83? No, it's before, no, it's even before that. I think it was on chapter 86, like, around there. It's that chapter with Kobeni and freaking the goddamn burger place, because I think that was, like, around that time when I finally caught up with Chainsaw Man, around that time, somewhere. So, like, for me, I binge read it, so it's hard for me to remember if there was any pacing issues to begin with if I was reading this weekly, if I were to read it weekly. But I can't say if that's the case or not. The new non chapter came out after a 3-week hiatus and dropped really interesting lore. But see, as I'm saying, like, I don't know. I think Ghost, you're the one that was saying that freaking, like, Down and Dawn didn't have, like, a lot, like, an interesting story. But I feel like there's a lot more that's going on with Down and Dawn, and I'm going to explain that on twitch.tv/Thabreakmaster, because there's some stuff I want to talk about when it comes to Down and Dawn, and explain why I think I like the show so much, and why this show is popping off the way it is, because it deserves it. But that's a whole another thing. You gotta take out the Angel Devil by using the same attack as with Makima, eat her out. But I'm saying, like, I don't know if that would actually be the right way of getting everyone out of there, though, is the thing. I have a question. I feel like I'm lost regarding what's going on, but do you know what's going on in Chainsaw Man Part 2? Or are you just going with the flow like me? So, from my understanding, I'm going to try my best, Lloyd. From my understanding with this, with how it's developed thus far. Because it started off with Asa, right? As, like, the main character. And that was just simply just an introduction to not just the main character, but also the other character, which is Yoru. Because we needed to actually set her up and see that dynamic in her character and just see how she actually is and how she's going to rise to power. Because we're currently seeing her rise to power as we speak, and it continues on within this series. But what we're currently at right now, because it's a different arc that we're in, this is the prophecy arc, or the Chainsaw Man Church arc kind of blended with the prophecy arc, basically, right? There's a prophecy that's going to happen within like less than 6 months at this point now, and they're trying to prevent it. That's ultimately what's going on right now in this particular arc. There's other subtleties, obviously, that's going on here, but that's like the best way and quickest way I can explain it, to try to like have some understanding. And we have a lot of players right now in the mix. What makes this hard to understand is I don't know where we're going in the future with this, especially with all the other characters and how they play that role. Like, I don't know what Fami's doing. We know Fami's going to be doing something. We know she's up to something. We just don't know what she's up to, because there's like no context. There's not a lot there to give us an idea of what's happening with her. And then we have the public safety side of things here. And then, you know what I mean? Like, and like we also at one point had a Yoshi idea, but Yoshi does not, that the whole idea is gone now. We're not even thinking about that. Story. Used to it. Well, the meme back in the day was Chainsaw Man pacing, where things are too slow or too fast. Oh, really? Oh, so there was a meme for this. Well, that alone tells me that the pacing was not that good then. If there's a meme for the pacing, that tells you that the pacing there's something wrong with it. I'll be down to his line on story. Admit there are God tears on flashbacks. I mean, it's not even the flashbacks. Well, I guess you could say it is, but like, it's more of the characters. What makes Donadon so good is how well this man is writing his characters. These characters there's so much depth to them. It's impressive. And I will explain more on Twitch.tv/Thabreakmaster, all right? I'm just telling you. I still believe Chainsaw Man was made for binge reading. One chapter at a time is too slow. That's why Fujimon one-shots are so good. It tells everything you need to know. Yes. I think that's what it is. His strong suit, 100% is one-shots. Because at that point in time, he doesn't have to stretch anything out. He doesn't have to, like, he can still build suspense. Like, Goodbye Eerie and all his other one-shots kind of do that. Like, you can tell how he structures things. But when it's a long-running series like this, I feel like he takes too much time. He stretches stuff a little too long. And this is why we have these kind of discussions about the pacing of it and why we're not really getting anywhere we need to get to. But I also feel like he's purposely doing this for Chainsaw Man in particular. I feel like if this was like a different type of manga or it wasn't so complex, I feel like he'd be going a lot quicker than this. But I don't know. I digress. Because we can talk about this all day. All I know is I wish that Chainsaw Man's pacing was better so people can actually appreciate Chainsaw Man just a bit more. And it's weird because on one hand, I don't necessarily mind its pacing at times like this because it helps build suspense. And you do need to do that when it comes to building up certain like scenes and environments and just the overall story. It benefits from your slower pacing at times. One Piece is a great example, again, of slow story pacing at times, being able to build your world so when that world gets twisted upside down, you understand it and also then feel it. You know what I mean? So like I get it, but like I feel like the way he's structuring things there, again, a lot of his structuring is too nuanced. There's too much that you have to really deep dive into, I feel like, to where you're not always going to get the full picture. And also, he's more of a show don't tell kind of guy. He'll show you some stuff, but won't tell you the meaning behind these things. And that's up to your interpretation on how you are going to actually like take from it, basically, right? So that lends itself to misinterpretations. Again, Denji's character is a whole misinterpretation. No one I've seen on Twitter really truly understands Denji's character like that. And that's for like a lot of the characters in the series, right? But he does that with his writing. That's just what he does. So yeah. He's purposely doing this. That's all I'm saying. I know why though. Yes, it's the money, man. It's the money. Maybe. I think face off. Wait until you read Fire Punch. Wait, what's wrong with Fire Punch? From what I did read, Fire Punch's like pacing is way quicker than this, but it's also just a lot of there's just too much stuff going on, and it's like I said, it's so bad. It's so bad, like on the gore and the assault. Like there's so much bad stuff in there, man. I can't do it. There's Genius on Show Don't Tell. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, again, in a one shot, he knows exactly what he's doing with this, but because this is a long running series, people can forget too. You can be the biggest lore heavy Chainsaw Man fan ever. You can still forget stuff from time to time. It happens. It happens, right? So maybe that could be that it also kind of hurt it can kind of hurt it in its own way. One Piece is only so difficult to understand is because One Piece has way too many characters, way too much lore. Like, the world is vast. Like, Chainsaw Man's world in comparison to this man, you get a bundle. No, you get a whole 8-layer cake with One Piece, while Chainsaw Man is maybe like a 2-layer cake. Because there's layers, but it does not touch One Piece's layer. One Piece has man. Like, if we were to go actually try to talk about One Piece and like all the branching paths, because like all the side characters, not even side characters, they're like C tier suckers. They even have a whole thing with them. Like, it's crazy what he was capable of doing. There is no other series like One Piece. So I made the comparison because Chainsaw Man has something similar, but it's not as vast, and also it's more nuanced, so it's harder to understand. Whereas at least with there is some surface level stuff within One Piece that you can get and you can grasp pretty easly. But there's also some deeper things, and there's just a lot going on. It's not even just deep stuff sometimes. It's just a lot happening, so it's hard to remember everything. So yeah, speaking of cake, Comrade God used his best transformation. What? Oh, what are you talking about? All right, brother. One Piece literally needs a chart to explain everything. That's what I'm saying, Desto, right? Like, it's insane how much depth One Piece actually has, okay? Especially as a guy that has all kinds of different ideas and doesn't like to... Honestly, again, we go back to Oda. Oda does the same thing. Oda has so many ideas, and he wants to put everything in his manga, but he can't do that. Which is why he tries to find ways to still put that stuff in there. We need to have a stream where we can just talk about One Piece for about an hour. I feel like I need to do that. I do. Cause it's hard to talk about it on Twitch because I don't want to spoil people, right? And I want to talk about One Piece. So maybe we need to do this at some point. I need to make that happen. One Piece is a masterpiece of lore. Has hundreds of characters and they all feel different. Oh yes. Yes, 100%. Like the cast of characters is incredible. I love One Piece for that. Again, make another comparison. Dawn to Dawn. From what I've been seeing from the anime so far, because I am now ahead with the anime, more so within the manga. But with the anime thus far, from what I've been seeing, when it comes to its characters, it's doing something. And again, I need to talk about that because I'm very impressed with how layered these characters actually are, and it makes me happy that I'm a fan of it. Okay, all right, but we need to get out of here. Overall, this chapter gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Fujimoto, I hope that next chapter we get a little bit more from you. And I just hope that something more major happens. I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised. I want the fan base to be happy here and to have a moment. Because I know you still have it. And I know you can still deliver. All right? Because this is not DiGiorno's. You can deliver. So I'm hoping something along those lines happen. What I predict for next week's chapter, I'm gonna go with the theory that Kushida threw his heart so he can then regenerate in front of him, and then he's gonna maybe do some kind of strike. It's hard to say what is gonna happen once he's actually right there with him, but I like to think he will try to at least try to strike him down to make him stop hitting him. From there, I don't know, because unless Denji knows a way of getting out and then maybe negotiating something, I don't know if Kushida can negotiate. So it's going to be a very interesting chapter, just solely on the face that if we are doing this and we're sticking to this, we have to have some kind of resolution happen next chapter, hopefully. But for all I know, he might stretch out again, and we only get not the conclusion, but part of the climax or something of this whole idea that Denji has with Kushida, right? And I can easily see that happening too, and stretching it for another chapter. But we'll see. We'll see. Fumiko RIP? Yes, maybe. There's not a doctor around, right? So more than likely, she should be dead. She should be dead. You can't spoil One Piece. Anyone that starts reading One Piece, don't forget by the time they I mean, that's Ghost Tab. Be honest with you, I've said that, and I think that's a very true statement, though. Like, but as how you catch up, you gonna remember what I said. Ain't no way. Yeah. No bi-weekly devil next week. Thank God. Okay, good. Weekly devil contract instead of bi-weekly devil. That whole. Thank you. We needed this. We need another chapter next week. So I will see you guys next week over on this channel over here. Okay, but you can see me right now over on Twitch.tv/Thabreakmaster because we're going to be streaming over there, reading Kagurabachi and a one-shot, maybe doing a quiz, and also talking anime. Actually, real quick, make sure y'all get y'all list up. Tell me, what are your top 5 favorite animes of this year? I want to know what your top 5 animes are because we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to go through the list of like animes that came out and what I've watched. And then I'm going to see if I can properly rate it or try to rate what I've watched thus far. I want to know where you guys place these animes at. Right? Right. All right. All right. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys soon in like 30 minutes. Until then, people. Break out the just anime right now. But also maybe manga. That'll probably be later, though. Break out the wire.